Hi violiners, welcome back to the Violining Studio. Today we're learning Lightly Row, the second song in the Suzuki Book 1. Let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to figure out the notes. We're only using A and E string. We have mostly A and then we have open E a couple of times. We start with open E. That's the first line. We have open E. And then we have C sharp, the second finger on the A string. 1 and 2 apart, like this. Twice on the C sharp. Now we have D, third finger. And we lift 2 and 3. We stay on the first finger. Now we lift all fingers. And we go from open A, drop the first, drop the second, one step away from the first, and drop the third right next to the second. Then we can either put the fourth finger on and play it 3 times, or we can do it with open E. And then the second line, again we have E, C sharp, second finger on the A string. That was 3 times. Now we have D, right next to it, third finger. Lift 2 and 3, stay on 1, 3 times. Lift all, open A, drop second, play open E twice, back on the second finger on the A string, C sharp, 3 times. I hope you can follow me. This is a play along, so definitely take your instrument to practice it with me, because it's going to feel much different when you try to actually do it than just watching. If you can, of course. If you can't, that's okay. All right, so we're going to do the first 2 lines once again. And we're going to try to, first of all, connect the notes. So don't have any breaks in between like this. Don't have any breaks between the notes. Try to connect, try to even play it longer if you want, but don't stop with the bow. You need to go from one direction into the next direction, and again, down and up without any breaks. There are 2 note values that appear here. That is the quarter note and the half note. The quarter note has 1 beat. The half note is 2 beats. Let's say we have our imaginary beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to start E. Those were the first 2 lines without any breaks. All right, moving on to the third line. Right now, we're just figuring out the notes. Later on, we're going to play the song fully in 3 different tempos. So we'll start with playing with the metronome from the very slow tempo, very beginner tempo, into a faster tempo. All right, so third line, now we have the note B. That's the first finger on the A string. First finger on the A string is B. We have it 5 times. Let's play it. C sharp, one step away from the first, D right next to it. Now we lift the third, we stay on the second 5 times. Three, open E, again E, back on A string, second finger on C sharp. Three, lift 2 and 3, stay on 1, 3 times. Open A, second, practice your string crossing, open E, twice, second finger on A. Now that we're done reading the song, we're going to put the metronome on and start practicing it with the metronome. Again, you can take as much time as you need. You don't have to do it with the metronome right away, but I would recommend starting it earlier so you realize how fast or how slow the notes are changing and how long they really are. Okay, let's see. We're going to put it on 50. That's about the tempo that we just played in. So perfect to start with. I'm going to play the full song and I'm not going to do any explaining in the middle. So first line through the last line. Count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's raise the tempo to 60. So we're going to do 3 different tempos and we're not going to go too fast. Only up to 70, that's going to be our last tempo. This song, I just want to say something really quickly. This song is very repetitive. So soon you'll find yourself singing it, playing it without looking at the music. It's very easy to memorize and it's great. If you memorize it, then you can focus a little bit more on the technical aspect of playing. You know, look at yourself in the mirror, see if your bow is going straight, see if your posture is correct. The more you repeat and the more correctly you repeat, the better you're going to learn it. But, you know, emphasis on correct repetition. Metronome on 60. I hope you can hear my metronome and use my metronome because if you put yours on, might not be at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more tempo. 70. That is definitely not 70. You can switch between using the fourth finger or the open string, or only using open string. The reason why we're using open string is also to practice our string crossing, right? So the strings are very close to each other. You don't have to have a lot of movement here in the elbow. So very close. Almost only with your wrist. Last tempo for today. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it for the lightly row. I hope that this was helpful. Try to practice it in between tempos, meaning you can do it at 45, 55, if 50, for example, is too slow, but 60 is too fast. So you have a choice, you have options to practice this, and make sure you repeat a lot of times and that you repeat correctly. We already said that, I know, but I have to repeat it one more time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.